Donald Trump is apparently having dinner tonight with Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau.
Good. Soy person Justin Castro knows he's got about 50 days till he gets smoked. So he flew into town to have dinner with the emperor to get ahead of it.
Now, this is significant because Donald Trump recently threatened to impose a 25% tariff on Canadian goods.
It's called leverage, and if he wasn't worried about it, he wouldn't have flown in.
Which would raise the price of goods for every single American, making everyday things far more expensive.
Trade between the US and Canada is nearly $1 trillion per year, and more than 80% of Canada's exports go to the United States. Which means the American people, with Donnie as our liaison, hold the power position. In the real world, that's called leverage. In the business world, that's called a lack of diversified income streams, which means we hold the power as to whether or not they get cooked. Who you think understands more about international trade and business? A multi-billionaire head of an international conglomerate with tens of thousands of employees, or a 20-something TikTok star with a bachelor's of arts in propaganda pushing?
Canadian media is reporting that Trudeau landed in Palm Beach International Airport on Friday evening and will visit Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate.
The easiest way to understand who has the leverage in a negotiation is who comes to who. Who you think has the upper hand? The guy who hopped on a plane who flew for 6 hours to come and grovel, or the dude who's just chilling at the crib?
The two spoke by phone earlier this week after Donald Trump announced the tariffs, and neither the Prime Minister's office or Trump's team have responded to a request for comment. And after the phone call with Trump, Trudeau held an emergency meeting on Wednesday with the leaders of Canada's provinces and territories over how to manage the US-Canada relationship.
The operative word here is emergency. Trading with the U.S. creates tremendous prosperity for any country, and should Canada choose not to play ball, there's plenty of other nations that would jump at the opportunity, and Trudeau knows that.
If this meeting goes anything like Donald Trump's phone call with the Mexican president, President Sheinbaum, then we're still in for a very rocky road.
If by we you mean them, then yeah, leverage, man. Leverage.
Trump called the Mexican president, said that they agreed to shut down the border. Then the Mexican president had to come out and fact check him, saying that's not a thing, that's not possible, they're not doing that.
Bro makes this too easy. Let's see what they said. Donnie said they agreed to stop migration, effectively closing the border. And she said a comprehensive strategy to address the migration phenomenon. Our position is not to close borders, but to bridge... Dude. Here on the planet of literal Earth, that's called a euphemism, also known as political doublespeak for I don't want to give you the dub. I don't want you to be able to control the narrative, so I'll give you a euphemism, but effectively, it's the same thing. And then some soggy like Harry upside down flips out of a Tofurkey package and is like, well, she didn't agree to that.
So am I optimistic about this meeting with Prime Minister Trudeau? No.
Bro, you're over your skis. You're making this too easy on me. Give me a tough one.
I think Donald Trump is going to mess this up as he has messed everything else up so far since being president-elect.
I love this criticism style. It's very teenager. He messes up everything. Most leftist commentators need to learn a very important lesson about trust. I've never heard him criticize anything that any Democrat has ever said or did, ever. And that really creates an authenticity problem. Because if you never criticize anything that your own does or says, you're not a critic, you're not a commentator, you're a cheerleader. So either you're not looking for it or you see it and you're too afraid to say it. Because I don't care who you are, if there's two different parties involved, you never agree on absolutely everything. And if you do, it means you're working on the inside.